Hey everybody, what's going on? Andy Evans here with the Columbus Wired Wednesday post-practice recap. And of course, you know this guy.
Drew Sample, right here, in the flesh.
In the flesh.
In
oh
the
my
flesh.
Goodness, I can't believe it. We're both here in the flesh.
We got a new one.
So we saw some guys today.
We saw pretty much everybody today.
Including
Ryan Day.
Head coach Ryan Day actually did his Thursday lightning round here on the 20-yard line, so there is no Thursday Zoom lightning round. He did it in person right here on the 20-yard line. We also heard from Donovan Jackson. We heard from Kyle McCord, Davison Igbinosun, Cade Stover, Tyleek Williams. We had a whole host of people that you're going to be able to check out all their vids here on the Columbus YouTube channel.
Columbus Wired.
Columbus. Jiminy Christmas.
The Columbus YouTube channel.
Just the Columbus.
We're pretty powerful. We control the Columbus YouTube channel.
Just the whole city of Columbus.
Yeah.
The Columbus Wired YouTube channel. Thank you, sir. So what did you get out of today's take from some of the guys that you heard? Davison Igbinosun was a guy that you, I think, were maybe a little impressed with.
I just liked him because he just said, "I'm here to play." And they're like, "What do you asked him, do you second guess yourself when you get called for penalties?" And he said no. Like, he's there to play. They asked him twice if he likes the field or the boundary. And
he said he liked the boundary.
He prefers the boundary.
Yeah.
He's been playing in the field all year, but he likes the boundary because the ball actually gets thrown his way. That was it. I mean, he seems fired up to play defense. I mean, he's looking forward to the game. It sounds like the defensive backs are looking forward to give Drew Aller his first interception.
Yet to throw a pick this year.
Yeah, yet to turn the ball over.
Turn the ball over, period.
Yeah.
Something that, unfortunately, Kyle McCord, who we heard out of, has done at least, 3 times this year. He's gotten 2 strip sacks and then that interception against Indiana.
I'd like to think we've played better teams.
You know what? So I saw this interesting stat.
Yeah.
Penn State and the team up north
Yeah.
are not in the top 10 as far as their opponents' records are concerned. Ohio State is.
Yeah.
So I think Ohio State has definitely played better quality of opponents. And especially you start the season on the road against a Big Ten team and you play a Notre Dame team who was looking iffy after they lost to Louisville. Then all of a sudden they crushed USC.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden giving Ohio State a little better credence. So to your point, I think the Buckeyes have had a tougher, better schedule.
Yes. And the other aspect I would say is we're playing at home. I think the Buckeyes always play tough at home. We've lost 1 time at home, and that was the Luke Fickell year.
You're saying to Penn
State.
State. Disclaimer.
By Joe Paterno.
Disclaimer.
Because Joe Paterno beat us at home when we had John Cooper. In 97.
Technically, no, that was over there.
That was over there?
Yes. Now, disclaimer though, you were correct, all right? So everybody, if you check out the Yamo Media Hey Bucks podcast, which we are a part of.
I think it's out.
I think it might be out. We're definitely going to share it out there.
Yes.
But after the Purdue game, we recapped it, and then we previewed this Penn State game, and I said erroneously that Ohio State has not lost to Penn State here in Columbus since 2008. And you said, oh, so they actually won in the Fickell year. Yeah. And I said, no, they lost. And you were like, oh, they lost over there. And I said, yes. Wrong.
I didn't watch that season. I was pretty...
The Luke Fickell season, they played here. That's the last time, 2011, that they lost here in Columbus to Penn State. Obviously not the last time they lost to Penn State, which is 2016, but James Franklin, 1 win in his tenure against the Buckeyes. It was in 2016. He's yet to get a win here in Columbus. So once again, it's been 12 years since Penn State has come into the Horseshoe and won, and that was during their Luke Fickell 6 and 7 season. But still, you have a lot of respect for Penn State, but you really are more confident because this game is being played at home that Ohio State can get the job done.
Well, Andy, I wouldn't say confident. I'd say I'm certain.
Oh, my goodness.
Because as old men, we're certain, we're not really confident. So I'm certain the Buckeyes can get it done at home. I mean, they just traditionally always do. I think it's one of those games that I know there's a few years, maybe it was last year, the year before, we got lucky and played a few teams at home. And it was like, man, I think we could have lost that game had we played them away. And I think like this is one of those scenarios where I'm glad we're playing Penn State at home, because I think if we go into Happy Valley, that game doesn't go our way. So I'm still thinking it's going to be a tight game. I'm still thinking 24-14.
Which is what you said on the Hey Bucks
That's what
podcast.
I said on Hey Bucks, yeah.
I am confident that they can beat Penn State, but I am not certain. In fact, it would not surprise me, obviously, if Ohio State wins this game. Once again, I do think that they have played a tougher schedule. But what Penn State is doing right now defensively, and I don't care to pull from good old Gordon Gee, former president here of the esteemed Ohio State University, once said, it's not like we're playing the Little Sisters of the Poor, which he caught a ton of flack for, but that of course, a very popular saying back years and years ago. I'm probably going to catch flack just for saying it now, but you know, essentially, Ohio, it's not, even with Penn State playing lesser caliber of teams than Ohio State has played up to this point, you're still putting up the numbers that you're putting up. You are a dangerous football team, and on paper at least, Penn State is one of the most dangerous teams defensively. They might be the most dangerous team in the country defensively. It's got me a little bit nervous. I think it's going to be a good football game, but as they say, all good things must come to pass. And unfortunately, I think 12-year drought, losing to Penn State here in the Horseshoe, is going to come to an end for the Nittany Lions, and I think ultimately they win this game 28-21, and I think it's going to be won by Penn State in the trenches. I'm still got some question marks about Ohio State's offensive line, and Penn State's defensive line is really good. So I think they're going to disrupt that offensive line just enough to where they're going to flummox Kyle McCord, who's had some issues standing in the pocket, a little bit of indecisiveness when throwing the ball, as we've talked about, tends to lock on to you-know-who maybe a little too often.
He locks on and he waits to throw it to him.
And if this defense, this Penn State defense, is as good as advertised so far, they're going to do as much as they can. They're not running one-on-one, I'm sorry, against Marvin Harrison. Maybe they do. Maybe their corners are good enough to stay one-on-one with Marvin. I don't think so, but they're going to double-team him, and they are going to force Kyle McCord to look somewhere else. So unless Kyle McCord is that quick of looking off Marvin Harrison, seeing that he is covered, and go somewhere else with the ball, it might be a long day for number 6 in the pocket.
I think it's going to be a long day for him. I just think we're going to win.
Okay. Period, plain and simple.
That's it.
Yep, so there you have it. Hey, be sure to check out the Yamo Media Hey Bucks podcast featuring the two of us, as well as Columbus Wire's Facebook page, our Twitter, X.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
X, check out our X, Twitter, whatever. As well as our YouTube channel here for pretty much all video content. I, of course, am going to be down at the Horseshoe for this Saturday's game. Can't wait for that. So I'll be bringing you a pregame and a postgame preview and recap, as well as what some of the players and coaches had to say afterwards. So otherwise, anything else you can think of?
That's it.
All right. Till the next time, folks, everybody take care, and we'll talk to you on down the road.